I get it. The pictures, I get it. Let's say he did 20 years ago. And you got a band for you. I can TLC for you. That blow up, right? You got a record deal, you know, over. I come copyright. Different than what you oh, hey, right? They can't see the emotion. Don't put it back. Right. That's the case. The mushrooms gone through the sea. I think that actually my head like pretty good shape, yeah, yeah. You've been on live stream in a second. Been on the live stream. What's that? Let me see. My sister chatting. Sister chat tonight? It's amazing how I got my Saturday website. You kicked that to the curb. No, I did not. I know you get the sponsorship now, Tim. I know you're getting sponsors. I know you're getting sponsors. Yeah, not yet. I said all I'm doing what you can use. You can use the sport emblem, but you know we can't use the sport emblem. You can use what's the emblem? So whenever you talk about all the stuff like that, you can get away with doing stuff like this. But you can't use this and this. Whatever is that emblem, the logo. But you get rid of that, it's not that and that. Yeah, use the official logo. So that's why, so I got all the logos for sport teams on my website, the chapter website. I got the bear, then I got the fox. I got that, so you the NC State logo. Right. Yeah, you know, stuff like the little falcon, that's not their logo no more. That falcon used to be the falcon, they said Mr. College. They're not SAU. So if we get the bird with the falcon, without SAU or St. Augustine's with the logo, they can't see the logo. Because all it is the bird with the word falcon. But anyone looking at it, no, it's saying, oh. So that, if you're looking to say, oh, wrong. Jasmine, do you remember being like that? You were just like that. Yes. You were just like that. Jasmine, you was just like that.
Hello, Paulette.
Hey, Ben.
Hey there. Okay, I'm on here.
Change it up just a little bit for tonight.
Yeah, I was
How
at
you
a.
doing?
I'm okay. I was at a
Hold on, let me
candidate
unplug my
forum,
headset because I know these folks are here listening to us. 1 second.
so you can see me. I just can't see me.
Okay, can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Okay. All right, good. So, really excited to have you on tonight. We'll be getting started in approximately, I'll give you about 60 seconds if you want to grab something to drink. Um,
Okay. I won't turn that down.
okay.
Okay. Hold
You can just
on.
put us on mute for a few minutes.
Okay, that'll work.
So I want to welcome everyone to our live stream tonight. We will be we'll be talking about the status of St. Augustine's University on tonight. So you'll really get to hear the down, dirty and the truth, right? The truth about what's happening with St. Augustine's University. I know you only get half of the story. So the purpose of our live stream is to bring you the entire view of actually what's happening with St. Augustine's College. And I know for some of you that live in Raleigh, North Carolina, you have been wondering what's going on. I hear all this buzz stuff about St. Aug, but I really don't understand what's taking place. And so tonight I do have a special guest on with us, and his name is Ben Johnson, and he's part of the St. Augustine's University or SaveSAU, excuse me, coalition. And so he's just going to bring you the truth about what's going on. But before we get started, I actually wanted to share a couple of resources with you on tonight because I know a lot of you have been hearing a lot of stuff about the Board of Trustees with St. Augustine's University. And you might not have any ideas who that is, right? And so I wanted to put some names and some faces with what's going on today with St. Augustine's University. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen, and I'm going to bring up a picture of the Board of Trustees so you can actually see it and know what's going on, because I don't think a lot of you really have a visual, right? You only get half the truth or a piece of the truth. And so I want you to see what's out there and public information that's out there. I also want you to Google some of these people's names, because what you will find through everything that's going on is there is there is a huge conflict of interest because there are people who are intimately involved that are on the Board of Trustees. There's also fraternity brothers. A lot of the board is made up of fraternity brothers from Omega Psi Phi. And so you will be able to see these pictures for yourself. Google them for yourself, put Omega Psi Phi next to their name when you Google them, and you will see that what we're going to be sharing with you is all true, right? It's all facts. It's not stuff that we're making up or gossip through the grapevine, okay? So what I'm gonna do real quick, because I wanna, Ben, you don't mind if I go ahead and share my screen and just show this information to you? I think you're muted, sir.
Okay, yes, I do not mind if you share that, and I think that is probably, the best way to do it is just go with the facts. And
Okay. All righty, great. So everyone, if you take a look here, the first thing that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you a real quick glimpse of the Board of Trustees. I will also post the link down below in this live stream. If you don't get it within the next few minutes, you'll definitely get it before the night is over with. And so I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. so you can see for yourself. All right, so here you are. This link is st-aug.edu about us Board of Trustees. So you know this is a legitimate website, and wanted to just share with you the Board of Trustees for St. Augustine's College, because I want you to know like who is behind a lot of the unethical things that are happening with St. Augustine's University. You know, a lot of times people are spreading gossip, but I want you to really see the truth, right? I want you to see who these people are, right? Who these people are that have gone to a loan shark to get money for the university and still have not paid the faculty and staff. So I want you to know that you got Brian Boulware here for class of 95, who is the chairman. You see who the treasurer is, right? You also see Joe Lynn, Mr. Joseph Joe Lynn on here. You see Joseph Cheshire. And let's just scroll down. You see all these different people. And if you Google them, you will find out that over half of the board is a member of Omega Psi Phi. This is Brian Boulware's girlfriend right here with the red jacket on. And you will see Mr. Tony Knox here. He is also, ladies and gentlemen, he was on the board of the Goneril YMCA when they lost their accreditation. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. Guys, these are facts. These are hardcore facts that I'm providing to you on tonight. We also have the Honorable Justice James E.C. Perry. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be fooled by these titles, okay? Don't be fooled by these titles, because these people are fraternity brothers, okay? When you talk about Tony Knox, Brian Boulware, and there's a few others on here that are also involved in a lot of this corrupt stuff. And that's why there is a pending lawsuit out against these individuals, because the things that they're doing are very unethical, right? And you would think that one would really have enough love for their university to do the right thing, but obviously these gentlemen right here have underlying reasons why they're doing what they're doing. So I wanted you to make sure that you have.
Okay, I just wanted to just I'll input, I'll lead some factual piece in regards to the members of the Board of Trustees. Brian Boulware is a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Joe Lynn is a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Tony Knox is a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Charles Elliott is a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. And also interim president Marcus Burgess is also a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
So I hope you all heard that. I hope you were able to see my screen, Ben?
No, I was able to see it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
and I'm able to see it now.
Good. Okay, perfect. Did you want to add something else to that, sir?
No, I'm fine with that, and just what you presented and everything. So I apologize for being late tonight. There's the candidate forums, and we're less than 35 days away from the election, and I was partaking in that forum, so as a moderator, so I got out of there as soon as I could to get back with you. And thank you for being patient with me.
Absolutely, sir. So in addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to share one other resource. If you would like to have, updates about St. Augustine's University and what SaveSAU Coalition is doing, I want you to go to SaveSAU.org and join their mailing list. And let me show you what you will get from their mailing list. Is that all right, sir?
That's fine.
Okay. So I want to share with you, this is the newsletter that you will, can everybody see it? Can you see it, Ben?
Yes, I can see it. And if you want me to speak to it, I can.
Yes, sir.
In that the property in which you see that they put up all of the real estate holdings and all other assets. And here's a map of the real estate holdings and a list of them. St. this current board put up 90, a minimum of 90 parcels of land for the loan that they received, which was a line of credit for $30 million. You can go through this and read it, and these are the factual pieces. That property has those 90 properties have a current value of over $290 million.
Wow.
And they received a $30 million line of credit.
Wow.
And it is all in the newsletter. And so we want you to be able to go back, read the newsletter, see the parcels. We've got a map and a list, and all of this is public information with the Wake County Register of Deeds and who that was actually who actually did that. Now, I think you're showing your Facebook page here, Paulette.
I am? Okay. So guys, if you want to see my Facebook page, not a problem. Just verifying that I put the links out there for you. So I was going to drop those on Facebook. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing for a minute. Is it still sharing?
Yes.
Okay, just a second. Bear with me 1 minute.
Okay, because one of the things I did, you had put up the map of the properties that were there, and
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Let's go here.
There you go.
Okay.
And what is highlighted is the properties that were put up, and the areas in pink are properties that St. Aug owns, and they put that up for collateral. And
wow.
that loan, I believe that the 7.5 of it is in cash, where that loan was done at 24.5% interest.
Wow, that's insane. Leading into that, Ben, and let me just do this real quick. Let me stop sharing because I do have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
And the first of which is, you said something key. You said 24 million of that was in cash. Is that correct?
7.5 of it was in cash so that they could pay the faculty and staff.
Okay.
And to date, faculty and staff have received 9 payments of 12 payments of which they were due. And that is all for their work that they did last year. They currently are under contract now, and they have not been paid for work this year.
So Ben, is that okay? So let me clarify something. So has all staff been brought whole, or is this just a select few?
All staff has not been made whole. And with that, there are people that are still working there. As I mentioned, that they've only received 9 paychecks as of the end of August, out of the 12 that they were owed. If they're not currently employed there, they're being paid at a different rate of paycheck. So some of them may have only received 5. If they've left the school, they haven't received as many as 9 paychecks. So, but they have received something. And that's, if they're still there, they're receiving paychecks, and that is, they've received 9 if they're still employed at the school. So they're still owed 3 paychecks.
So Ben, so it sounds like to me that a lot of this faculty and staff is basically being asked to work pro bono, almost like pro bono, right?
Well, I will say this, Paulette, if you're working and not getting paid, you're volunteering.
That's
okay.
True.
That's just, I can't make it any plainer than that. They are working, and they haven't been getting paid, and And so this means that for the last now 10 months, that they haven't been fully compensated.
Wow. So, Ben, I do want to say this. We do have a question out here, and it's why can't the board members be removed? And I do want you to elaborate on that. That's coming from Michael Dearman. He wants to know why can't the board be removed? So if you can just talk a little bit about that, because a lot of people that are from this Raleigh area, they want to know why is the board still sitting there and they have unethical practices, right? We know
Yes,
that they're doing things that aren't ethical. We know that they're doing things that aren't in the best interest of the school. Otherwise, the school would be 100% operational, right? So they want,
yes.
why are they still sitting there?
Okay, and in the newsletter, we talk about the things that the SaveSAU group has done, the coalition group. We put together a resolution back in March asking the board to step down based on things that were in the SACS report. There's been malfeasance, malfeasance, and several different other things that have occurred. In the SACS report, it talks about, and so this means that for the last, am I getting an echo here?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay. And so in doing so, we have gone through a process of asking them to step down. Their first response was, we're not going anywhere and we're here to stay. We asked about that as they were trying to get loans to pay faculty and staff. We didn't want to step in the way of any of that. We just wanted to know what was going on and what the plans were, especially after the SACS report said that there was $10 million unaccounted for. They showed where funds had come into the university, but they hadn't left the university. And so there were things like that, and we asked them to step down. They, as a board, they wanted to stay. They told us that they were staying. So the only option that we were left with was a legal process so that we would be able to get information from them and to be able to, we asked that the board be removed. That is part of our lawsuit. That is the main thing, is that we just want the board to go. We know we have a mess to clean up. And if they go, then that would allow us to be able to go in and clean up and straighten and repair several of the issues that they've left us with. But they want to stay. And so the only way we can do this is through litigation, which is where we are. And that litigation will be happening within the next week.
So, Ben, there's some things here that have taken place, and I noticed I was reading through the most recent newsletter, and it was showing where one of the board members actually made a huge loan or contribution, business contribution to Brian Boulware, who is the chairman of the board, Cigar Lounge. Investment.
Yes, are you referring to the Hughes Corporation making a contribution to the Brian Boulware and the cigar bar that he owns in Atlanta? And yes, there's a potential conflict of interest that we are looking at, in that the Hughes Corporation has done several projects for St. Augustine's University without a bidding process, that they were brought in by Brian Boulware, and they've done work for his cigar bar and that. And so there's some things that could possibly be in violation of statutes for a board member. And in violation of their own board of, in their own, possibly violation in their own bylaws.
Wow. So I guess we wanna understand exactly what SaveSAU has in place of what they're doing as a whole to help the university is what a few people are asking.
Okay, what we're doing now is we filed a lawsuit. We've actually amended our lawsuit. The lawsuit is in the newsletter, and it is public information, where we're uh, looking at that the board is has been involved with malfeasance, and that they haven't had the university's best interest at heart. Students have been hurt. They have been denied funds because of the monies that are missing. Their practice of we have one of the plaintiffs is a newly elected board member, and the current board of trustees has not allowed him to take his seat. And so there are several things that the board has done where we have included that in our lawsuit and trying to have the board removed because of these types of things. So we've asked in a lawsuit that we've sued the board, and we've also sued board members individually. And currently, we have a case that will be taking place on October 9th, 10 in the morning, in regards to that there's a conflict of interest in doing that, where there's the possibility that their legal representation is representing the board and them individually. And we've challenged that process with a lawsuit, and then that is part of our amended lawsuit. And then we've asked for the board to step down. There are several other lawsuits, not with the SaveSAU coalition, but there's issues where the maintenance crew did the lawn maintenance cutting, some plumbing, some issues like that they haven't been paid since January of 2023, and they're owed some 1.4 million dollars. There's several lawsuits that are out there against the board of trustees, in addition to our lawsuit. In our lawsuit, we are not asking for a monetary gain, but the other lawsuits are. They're asking for monetary compensation for their demise, where you've had students are suing the university in that they were damaged while staying in Falcon Crest, where a young lady is suing because she fell through the floor at Falcon Crest. And so, and currently right now, we have over $700,000 in debt in just with the utilities, water and electricity, and gas. Those things have not been paid in a timely fashion, and they're in arrears now. And so, as the other part of that is what we're doing. Some of the plumbing issues, if you've been on campus early in the summer, there was a water main leak that had been there for 10 months. Water was running all down the campus on the quadrangle. We have taken some of our funds to go in and get a plumber to come out and his crew to fix the water main leak that was on right near the guard desk. So we've taken some of our funds to do things like that, where the the university needed help. We want to help our university. And we have paid some of the other bills with the funds that we receive. I won't say we paid the bills, we have paid on the bills because it's over $750,000. So we've been asking alumni to help with that process. And we have the bills so that, for instance, there have been alumni groups that have given money to the school, and then they've asked, okay, you got this list of bills here, what was paid? And we're asking for answers. And we just haven't gotten them. I was attending another candidate forum on Sunday where the students were getting their meals. They have a catering service so the students get their meals and then they take them back to the dormitory. And they do that because the student union, the facilities are not usable because there's no running water in the facility. And so in the student union building, and I don't know exactly what other buildings are like that, but there are several buildings on campus because that bill has not been satisfied to date. We have issues associated with the CIAA and the NCAA, where we've had fines from the CIAA because we have not put teams on the field or on a court. And then we have membership dues that need to be paid to date. Now, they could have paid them today, but as of last week, they had. So it's just really it's a moving target as we move through with this. And so we're trying to make sure that those things get taken care of, or at least paid on, and making arrangements to do it. And there's so it is not a good picture.
Wow. So I know the last time we had this live stream, we spoke a lot about the school's accreditation and being provisional for a period of time. And I think that deadline was until the end of the year. And so I kind of wanted to just get some insight on where we are with the accrediting organization. Are we going to make that deadline? Have you heard anything about that? Because there's been, there were some false rumors at one point that Mr. Blueware had put out that the school had been reinstated and had full accreditation, but it was actually a provisional accreditation to the end of this year. And so I just kind of wanted to ask you what exactly is the status of that? Are we going to get back full accreditation? Is the university working on that? Do you have any knowledge of any of that information?
Yes. Okay, I guess the Reader's Digest version is that St. Augustine's is working on getting its accreditation fully back. However, they need to do 5 years worth of audits that need to be turned in, and that due date is the middle of October. So they've got 2 to 3 weeks to turn in those audits, and then there will be a visit from SACS, the Southern Accreditation of Universities, colleges and universities. They will be coming on campus to do a walkthrough and audit and to collect the data, which is audits and data, to make sure that St. Aug has met the letter of the law, or met the ladder of the accreditation. SACS will receive that within the next 3 weeks as they make their school visit, and then they will have 6 weeks to review it, and then they will render a decision in 6 weeks, which will be December. Once they receive that, and they will render a decision if the accreditation process has been met. So they are working on doing that, but making sure that all of the audits and everything is in place still remains to be seen.
Right. So basically what you're saying is that there's no evidence, there's no obvious evidence at this time that there's anything actually moving forward.
No, and I haven't seen any evidence, but I will say the facts is that when they got reinstated back with the accreditation that they had, and that was in July, so it gave them 6 months to do 5 years worth of work.
Wow. Okay.
And so that's what they had to do. And actually, yeah, that 6 months was shortened because they had to turn in their work in October. So it was really 4 months worth of work. They had 4 months to do 5 years worth of work from this while we were on probation. So we were allowed to go our full probationary period to make sure that all of the information could be turned in and SACs could evaluate that for the accreditation.
Okay, so we are in the month of October today.
Today, yes.
So I just want to bring to everyone's attention that today is October the 1st. And so they will be able, so if you just watch, look, and listen, you will see for yourself exactly what's happening and whether or not St. Augustine's University has been fully accredited. So just watch, look, and listen. Of course, you know, the media reports everything. And sometimes some of the information that you get may not always be totally factual when you are hearing from some of the board members, okay? Because obviously when you are in that type of situation, you're always in damage control, right? You're always trying to make yourself look good or make the establishment look good or look better than what it really is. But let's be honest with one another. When things are going south, we never get out here and say things are going, I'm running an organization and things are going south, right? We always like to paint that warm and fuzzy to give people that gray area, right? So they don't really understand what's going on. So I really want you all to tune into SaveSAU.org, make some donations, share with your friends and family members, because here's the thing. A lot of you say you want to give to the university, and how can I help the university? Well, the way you can help the university is going to SaveSAU.org and making a monetary donation. The other way is you can share these videos, share these lives with everyone that you know, whether they're in Florida, Georgia, it doesn't matter. Share the information. Let's get it out there. I do want you to understand that when you go to SaveSAU.org, the monies that you are contributing are not going directly like to the Board of Trustees or to an account of St. Augustine's University, because we know that they have some issues with mismanagement of funds. So these funds are being held by an organization totally separate, but it's being used for St. Augustine's University, saving the university, right? But they are not being distributed to the board or managed by the Board of Trustees. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. And I will add to that is that if you go to the SaveSAU.org site, you can give to SaveSAU, and what we do is we have bills that the university has, and we pay on those bills directly. And then we also have a legal fund, because as we brought this litigation to them, we do need to, the legal bills are mounting. As we go through this, we will be in court. Our trial date is December 9th. The first one is at 9 a.m. Well, actually 10 a.m. on October 9th. And then the second will be also on October 9th at 2:30. And we're asking, if you are local, to go to the SaveSAU.org, purchase a T-shirt, and get on those cases will be on WebEx, and we will share the WebEx site with you, and so that the judges who will be rendering a decision will see that we are united, and we are a voice, and we're united, and there's strength in numbers. So I encourage you to do that, and as we're looking at getting the funds to help pay some of the bills, and we know that when they leave, and when we win this, that we are going to be we're going to inherit a hornet's nest, and things that we have to clean up, and so we know what we've got to clean up, and we can't do this by ourselves. It's going to take a united Falcon front to do it.
So, Ben, I'm looking here at the newsletter that just recently came out, and there was something that was brought to our attention at the very beginning, and that was that the acting president of the university is also a member of the same fraternity as several of the members of the board, to include the chair of the board.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so it's common sense to know that if you are a member of the same fraternity, and most of the people on the board are a member of the same fraternity, that there aren't many decisions that are being made in the best interest of the university, because there's not a lot of transparency. It's typically the information is going to be kept between that group of people, right?
I will say this, is that their bylaws over the last 10 years has changed significantly. And not that bylaws don't need to be 200 pages, but when you go from 200 pages, 150 pages to 26 pages, it's done for a reason. And so one of the stipulations in the bylaws is that where they put in place that they don't need, but in order to, and I'm going to speak just factually, in order to make sure that a process gets passed, that they need minimal votes, and I believe it's 6 members, and it just so happens that there's 6 members who are members of the same fraternity. And in full disclosure on that, I am also a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, which they are. So I'm just full disclosure that's there. And I will say that there's a lot of consternation in that process, in that that's not what the Omega Psi Phi fraternity stands for: manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift. And we're trying to see if we can make sure that all of that is actually going on. But it gives the appearance that those things are in question.
That is so true. So I do have a question for you. I was reading this newsletter again. That's what I'm doing as we sit here. And I wanted to ask about Wanda Wagner, the real estate manager at St. Augustine's University, real estate manager. I want to just get some insight on who she is and how she plays a role in this whole thing. I noticed here that it says that she received some cash app payments from Brian Bulwer, where according to Brooks' complaint.
Yeah, so George Brooks, he is also a member of the fraternity, and he has filed a lawsuit against Brian Bulwer. And one of the items in the complaint is that Wanda Wagner, received payments from Brian Bulwer in regards to the um, Brooks and Bulware's relationship regarding the cigar bar and real estate issues with St. Augustine's. And she received, the understanding is that she was paid through Cash App from Brian Bulware. And that's what he has asked for, is the documentation from Cash App on payments that had been made. So we don't know that to be true, but that's what he's asking for in his lawsuit.
So I notice here, and I do want to share this. Actually, I'm going to put this up on the screen.
Please do.
So you all can see this, because I really want you to understand that, these are facts that we're providing you on tonight. And so I want you to see this information, because it is public information. You can Google it. You can take down the case number, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like. Hopefully you can see my screen now. And on my screen here, I am showing a document that says, in the Superior Court of Fayette County, state of Georgia, George Brooks, the plaintiff, versus Studio Cigars Corporation, which is owned by Brian Bulware. And you see that right here. You also see the civil action file number. So if you'd like to read this entire complaint, you can just put it in Google. And matter of fact, you can put George Brooks versus Brian Bulware or Studio Cigars Corporation in Google and get the information. Okay. So if you want to read it in its entirety and really get a good understanding, the case number is 2022V as in Victor -1055. I do want to make sure we provide you all with all of the documentation so that you have a clear understanding and you can read it for yourself, right? You're not just hearing it from us. But definitely this is several complaints in this lawsuit. So I do strongly advise you to take some time and read it for yourself, because one of the things that we often don't like to do is, we look and we say stuff is really long, but if you want the truth, take a look at these lawsuits, right? Also, you'll see personal payments down here. It says personal payments to individuals, including Wanda Wagner via Cash App. This is in a lawsuit. Recurring payments to Ancestry.com, right? Personal expenditures for his vehicles at various automobile service companies, right? Personal life insurance premiums on Farmers Life Insurance Company, and personal expenses for hotel meals and entertainment, okay? So these are some of the things that they are saying that he is being accused of. And so I just strongly recommend that you read this. This is number 60, 61, 62, 63, 64 in this document, okay?
And those are just a few of the allegations. Yes.
Right. And this is just a few of the allegations. But as you can see, all the exhibits and promissory notes, covenants, and things of that nature are in this document. Okay. I will post a link to this as well in the live, right down below the live, so you can go back and take a look at it. Because the thing is that, we as a community have some really, we are really concerned about what's taking place, right? And we know that what's taking place is not ethical, okay? And, there's nothing personal with these individuals. Our main goal is to save our university, but we do want the board to step down. That's what we ultimately are asking for. We're asking them to personally remove themselves so that they don't have to go through the embarrassment of being removed in a different state. Because what happens is when you are doing things that are unethical, what's done in the dark, it always comes to the light. Your parents always told you that, right? And so a lot of you know that is so true. And so we are pleading that they do remove themselves so they don't have to be on the news and be in the media and have all this negative publicity, to have them removed, right? And so we just want to come on weekly, share this information so that you know what's going on, and so that you know that when you hear information that is not always true, right? And you know that there is some serious conflicts of interest within the board, right? So with that
Yeah.
being said, I keep you on that long because I know tonight there is a presidential debate, vice presidential debate, right? That's taking place. You heard what Ben just said. He just got finished volunteering, or he was the moderator at what was that again?
The City of Raleigh mayoral debate. There were 5 candidates, and I was the moderator, and having people give me questions to ask the panel.
So what we will do is we want to ask you to like this video and share the video. Ben and myself are also going to share a link where you can submit questions. We do want you to start submitting some questions so that we can answer these on the live weekly. The plan is to do these every week on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And so we definitely want you to tune in and share the video. Also visit SaveSAU.org, make a donation to save the university. Okay, that is the purpose of this. It is to save the university, save our legacy. A lot of us went to St. Aug. And I'd like, if you went to St. Augustine's University, drop your name down below this video. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear about your positive experiences with the university and where you have managed to take your degree and your knowledge. So with that being said, Ben, would you like to add anything else for tonight?
No, I think that's a great thing if they can put their name, the year they graduated, and what their degree was in, and how St. Aug has. I know for me, I would not be doing anything of what I'm doing if it hadn't been for St. Augustine's. It was college when I was there, so I owe everything that I've got to that and the good Lord. So and put that in there. So I'd like to hear there's some other legacy stories out there, and as we deal with this lawsuit as to what St. Aug means to this community, and especially even more now, with all of this DEI stuff, and the universities are disavowing, and the University of North Carolina, NC State, they're removing all of that, and we're needed now more than ever. So I put that out there as like, because we've got to save our institution, because people that look like us and they're younger, they're gonna need us, and they're gonna need a place to go. And St. Aug has always been that beacon, that oasis in that process.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we will have an upcoming segment about DEI. We do have a couple of people that will be glad to come on and just share some of the information with you about DEI and how it affects our community and why HBCUs are important. So with that being said, definitely tune in next week at 8 p.m. Eastern time to this live stream, and you will be able to hear more from some other individuals. And I'm sure Mr. Ben Johnson will be joining along with those other individuals, so we can get so you can get a different perspective, right, and hear from other folks as well. So with that being said, have a great night, and we look forward to seeing you at the polls in November. Bye for now.
Your black job is to vote. Yep.